Okay, so let's keep moving on. In this video, I will cover the safety training form. Okay, it is uploaded on Blackboard as well as OneDrive. I'm looking at it right now. I have it pulled up. So I will go over this. We take this seriously as well, even though you are working from home. Okay, and I will try to emphasize the points or the numbers that are quite important. Okay, so what you have to do after you listen to me ramble and go over the safety training form is sign this form and upload it on the OneDrive folder that is titled Upload Safety Form here. Okay, this is mandatory. I have to turn this in to the Department of Art and Design, and please, when you upload, put your name in the title. And I was going to say something, but I forgot. So here we go. Okay, so safety training form. Oh yeah. This is due by Friday, January 29th. Okay, please. Thank you. So it says number 1, prior to working in a studio, faculty, staff, and students must complete the safety trainings identified on their checklist. So let's see. Let's keep going. So it means like I have to do a training and make sure I have to identify all the items on the checklist that is relevant to this course. Okay. So number 2, behave responsibly. Do not work in a studio if you're under the influence of alcohol or drugs, legal or illegal. So even though you're not in a studio on campus, which I said you are more than welcome to work in a campus if you do the safe return to campus training and also signed a waiver form and sign up online in advance before each date. I'm talking really fast, but I'm sorry. But not just a studio, but in your home as well. Do not bring any food or beverages in the studio. So that's if you're in a studio, no food at all, absolutely no, especially under COVID precautions. Do not eat, drink, or smoke in studio. Never taste anything in studios. Do not put anything in your mouth, eye, etc. while in studios. For example, do not bite your nails while in the studio. This is especially important, like biting of nails, if you are in a painting class or like a ceramics class or sculpture class where you're working with like rubber cement and such. Even for here, there are a few things like charcoal dust that can get on your fingers. Charcoal, yeah, if you breathe in like eraser shavings or charcoal dust. When I was in college and took my first drawing class, I had never really worked with charcoal, and charcoal gets really messy and it's like this fine dust, and I would come out of class and go home, blow my nose, not pick my nose, and then my boogers would be just black, covered in charcoal dust. So it does get in there, even though like I didn't physically go like this. Yeah. So just be careful, please. So that, if you have charcoal also on your fingers or graphite on your fingers and you rub your eyes, that's another thing as well. Always wear closed-toed shoes. These pencils and charcoal pieces can be pointy, so just be careful that, if you have like a younger sibling or a family member, and you have these sharp pointy pencils that are hanging off the edge of your tabletop, make sure they're not like dropping onto people's feet. Okay. And also not just dropping onto people's feet, but you can poke yourself, and I do have a few like pencil graphite pieces in my hand that I never got out, so I don't know what's gonna happen. So hopefully that doesn't happen to you. Dress appropriately for the material, technique, process, equipment that you will be using. For example, do not wear loose clothing, long sleeves, ties, scarves, necklaces, or your ID lanyard, or long hair down if you're operating the lathe or pug mill. Appropriate dress is addressed in the individualized training. So for our drawing class, long hair, I guess it can kind of be disruptive to your work, so just tie it back. Don't wear white. Try not to, unless you want to get charcoal on it or pencil on it. Let's see. Do not use materials, this is number 6, from unlabeled containers. Immediately report all spills to your instructor. I don't think we'll be using any wet media, so I don't think this really applies to us, but if this applies to any of your other classes, please be aware. Know the locations of studio safety equipment and emergency exits, fire extinguisher, SDS information, eye wash station, etc. These are all located in the studio classrooms. Report any accident to your instructor. Instructors follow proper protocol for reporting accidents based on the level of severity, risk, etc. Discuss any health concerns with your physician. Be certain to provide a list of all materials and techniques used in the course. Number 11, work only during regular assigned class and or open studio hours with proper supervision. Very important for if you are working on campus or plan to. Do not leave any project unattended unless you are authorized by your instructor to do so. If you leave your work area, slide your chair under the table. Keep walkways and desktops clean and clear by putting backpacks along the edge of the room or under your table. Keep your work area as clean and uncluttered as possible. This is also important for when you're working at home. We are working with large pieces of paper, okay? We have a lot of materials. We need space, like a flat space or a wall space. And when you have your still life set up, you're gonna need that space to be undisturbed, but also you have to be respectful of whoever you're sharing the space with, okay? And so just be careful, like, you know, if you have charcoal and sharp pencils and pencil sharpeners out, and there are people who might, you know, take that and hurt themselves by accident, you just put it back in your little nifty box. If you have drawings, and there were students in the past who are like, my cat went over my drawing and ruined it, I'm not going to take that. So it's your responsibility to safely have your drawing somewhere when it is prone to intruders or people making or doing damage to it. So put it in your closet, put it under your bed, pin it onto your wall. If that's okay with your landlord, tape it onto your wall with paint tape so that it doesn't strip the paint off the wall. Anything to keep your work safe for yourself and for others. Number 13, you must receive training for each piece of equipment, process materials, etc. prior to using said item. Especially important, not totally relevant for our class, but if you are using any machinery or equipment or new materials, especially flammable materials, please make sure you have training if you use them on campus. Report all injuries, no matter how minor, to your instructor. And at the end of each studio, clean your workspace. It should be neater and cleaner than how you found it. Put your chair under the lab table. Return all equipment, easels, tools, etc. supplies to their original location. Please read over this thoroughly again. Try to identify ways in which you can keep your space safe for you and for the people sharing your space, okay? I don't know. Maybe you have a designated corner and you put like tape around it, okay? Maybe you have a box and you just make sure it's like a tight lid box so that people can't, and you hide it somewhere under your bed or in the closet so that people can't access